Howdy folks, Argsy here. Now, listen really quietly. You hear that noise? That is the sound of money. That is soybeans rattling around in their dry pods, ready to be harvested. I cannot say how excited I am to finally be at another harvest day, and the first harvest that we're going to have here on the farm after all the hard work we've put in over the last 12 months to get these fields, get the soil, get everything as in ship-shape condition, as good condition, and to give our chance to see if we can rescue the farm, save the farm for Uncle and Aunt. Have we done enough? I don't know. It's questionable, but fingers crossed we have. Now, it's been a couple of months since our last video. Not a huge amount has changed. We've just been busy with sorting out the combine, the truck, getting all the equipment up and ready. We've done some work on the bins. We've made another purchase, which we'll go and show you very, very soon. But yeah, like I said, listen to them rattle. Now, it's a little bit early to start combining just yet. It is only 6:57 in the morning, but that sun is going to come up in the sky and dry these pods out really, really well, so they should open up and we should be able to get those soybeans out and into the back of the combine. Now, there's a little bit of a rain forecast. I did have a check and it is only a passing shower or two, and it's meant to clear, meant to come through sort of a little bit later this morning, so it'll probably be after lunch before we do get out here. But I was just so excited to come out and see these fields ready to harvest that I needed to come out and show you as well. So we will head back over to the yard. We will go and get some things sorted out, and we'll catch up with you just a little bit later on. Well, the rain didn't come to much, which is good. Sun's back out, but we have just enjoyed a harvest lunch with Uncle and Aunt. First harvest of the season, first day on the fields, and they always have a nice spread they put on. So that has been what we've done. Now the plan is, Uncle is going to be running the combine today. We're going to drive the truck, just give him a hand out there with those. We'll ride along with him for just a little bit, but you can already see it. Look at that, we've got our first bin in, first one relocated just in time. The second one's been dismantled. It is in pieces and is on its way down here, and we've got a crane booked for a couple of days time to come and do the smooth wall. So I'm hoping that this one bin is going to be enough for our first couple of fields. I don't even know how they're going to go, but you'll also see we've gone and purchased an auger. Now this auger is ours. You'll see there our money has gone down a little bit. This only cost us $2,500. It's in pretty good condition. It is second hand, a little bit older, but hopefully it is going to work wonders for us. We've had it running. It does seem to all work and everything like that, and the truck looks like with the grain door and everything it's going to tip in there just fine. So we'll see once we've got a load of soybeans exactly how it's going to work. Dry running is one thing, but actual reality is another. So we've got the first of the bins there. The second one's going to come and get built on this pad, and then the smooth wall's going to go and stand over on the other pad over on the other side. So that is the plan. The other thing with our money has gone down by a couple of months, 3 months I think, of lease payments on the cornfields we have over the way. So again, that is what's happened and why our money's where it is. Obviously Uncle and Aunt's money that has had their regular repayments effectively going out. They are using the overdraft they have in their cash account, but it has been paying off the mortgage, which is the key thing, on the basis that we are going to have some good yield coming out of these fields. So fingers crossed we have arranged that. So everything's lined up, truck's looking nice and clean, combine's all good to go. We've got the header on the back of the pickup, you can see it just over there. So let's go and get everything all sorted, get it all set up and ready to go. We'll get Uncle up and running in the combine. If he doesn't get over in time, we might even open up the field. I think he was enjoying his lunch a little bit too much, so we will go and get things started. Well, Uncle said he will be over in a minute or two, so he's quite happy for us to get the field opened up. So we'll just get that hooked up there, back it out of the way. Nice to have that trailer. That was such a lucky find that our friend up the way found for us and managed to get shipped down. So let's just do that, and we're just going to lower the header down because we need to jump out and get in here. Squeeze in through the gap, a bit tight, there we go. Get that PTO hooked up. I think that's everything done. Not too much wiring or anything to look out for. So, get back up in here. The door closed, wheel down, and before we do anything we will just lift that back up and we're just going to get started. Power everything up, make sure it is all running nicely. We have had it running a couple of times. We did manage to replace quite a few of the sickles on the front and everything else like that. It's all greased, lubricated and ready to go. So let's lower that down and head on in here. Now from memory, I haven't actually gone back and checked our records, but from memory we were hitting about 80 bushels or something like that in the soybeans in the other fields. So far I'm not actually seeing 84.8. I'm not seeing a huge yield increase in this field, at least compared to what we were harvesting last year, but whether that's correct or not I'm not quite sure. I am doing that from memory, so we might have to go back and check our notes from last season and double down and check to see what it was we were doing, just to make sure we're getting our numbers there accurate. But look at this, isn't it nice to be in this field? Nice to be in this field. We ploughed this, we cleared those trees, and this is all new land that hasn't actually been harvested for 15-20 years. Of course it was the CRP land that had been on the farm, which came up at the end of last year, so we're very fortunate we were able to get in here and add this into the arable land that we have on the farm. So I think that's all going pretty well. I'm pretty happy with this as a start. I'm getting over 85 now, 85.2, so it is going up. I don't remember ever hitting those kind of numbers last season, so fingers crossed that we have managed to make a little bit of a gain there with our yields. But anyhow, let's carry on. We're 11% full already, which is a good sign as well. We'll jump into a little bit of a time lapse here as we get this field started, get it opened up, and we'll see you in just a bit. So it's pleasing to see the yield number has slowly been going up, just about at 88 bushels an acre now, which is good. Does perhaps suggest that things are better than I had thought, which is good. Very impressed, very happy with that. Decided to cut through here. We weren't going to make it round twice, and this might be a good way to be able to give the truck a route to drive through. Once we go and jump into that, might make it just a little bit easier to keep up with Uncle when he's back here in the combine. So I think, what have we got, 98%, we're just about full. We might as well try and take a little bit more off this headland here. Spin ourselves around, and head on back up this way, and then we'll go and grab the truck. I'm sure Uncle won't be too far away from being over here and being able to take over from us, but it'll be good as well to try and get our first, there we go, full already. Be good to get our first lot of beans up into the bin and make sure everything will work there. So let's just head on back up this way. We'll go and grab the truck, get things unloaded. As I was saying a little bit earlier, we've spent a little bit of time on the truck and got a few things fixed with it. I think we've managed to figure out why it was stopping tipping when we were in the silos, and hopefully have got that resolved. Not sure if it's going to work with the auger, how well that's going to go. We will just have to wait and see. But we'll test that out very, very soon. We'll have the opportunity to see how that is all going. Alright, let's get turned in here. Now Uncle was he was on the way over just as we were heading back over to grab the truck, so he is all ready to go in the combine. Now I'm just looking at this, I think we might have a little bit of an issue just because of the angle that the truck's on. Let's just have a look. Yeah, that's not going to unload into there. It's just one of those vagaries. I think we discovered it last time when the truck's lower than the combine. It's not going to unload, but I think if we back the combine around to the back here of the truck, it should be good to go. Let's just see. There we go, just had to tweak it just a little bit, just change the angle slightly, and it's unloading, so that's all good. Pleased to see that that is all working. So now that we've got that done, we will get Uncle set up and he will get underway Of course using a little bit of course play in the background, but that is how we have to do it. And we will take the truck over, even though it won't quite be full, and just see if we can get it working in the augers. Like I said, we've done some dry runs and everything seemed to work well, but until you've actually got some product going up the auger and testing it out in the bins, you're never going to know. So get the combine moving and we'll go take the truck over into the yard. Alright, 342 bushels, the first of our soybeans we're going to be able to put in the bins. I can't even remember how big the bins are. I think they're 2,000 bushels or something like that. I might just double check that, but let's see. We'll probably have to get out and turn the tractor on, get that running so the PTO is working. So before we back ourselves up there to the unload point, let's just go and do that, get the tractor moving, and then we'll see how it's all going to work. But yeah, fingers crossed, this is all going to go really well. There we go, that's all running. I'm really worried that we're not going to have enough storage space with the 3 bins. I'm actually starting to wonder whether that's going to be enough, but I mean, that's a good problem to have, isn't it? We'll have to come up with a solution if that's the case, particularly with the corn that we've got for ourselves. We might have to see what we can do there. But right, PTO's all running, tractor's on. Let's just get ourselves backed up and see what happens here with the auger. So should be able to just back up to it. Hopefully we're going to get a tip trigger. Like I said, we've tested it, it seems to be working. And there we go, we do. It's very tiny though, which could be problematic. Let's see what happens as it tips. How far do we tip for the truck's going up? Like we looked at last time, the truck will actually tip for a very long time. And so far, well, so far that's good, isn't it? It's gone all the way up. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Beautiful, look at that. Perfect, no issues with the truck. You can see the beans going up into the top of the bin, and that's all working perfectly. I am super stoked to have managed to get that fixed. That's quite an achievement for me. Truck's all good to go, and it's working in the auger there just fine. So let's just go over here and have a look. We should be able to stand next to the bin, and there you go, you can see 342 bushels. And I will just take a very quick look to see how much this one holds. So it's this bin here, the flat bottom 1804, 3,500 bushels. So 342, so we've already got, what's that, 10% in there. So it's what, going to take 5.5 truckloads. That's right, isn't it? 3,500 bushels. Yeah, that's 5 truckloads, because we only brought half a truckload over there. So 10 half truckloads, 5 full truckloads. Right, well, now that we know what we're dealing with there, let's head back on over to the farm, over to the field, and see how Uncle's getting on. So we've caught up with Uncle. He's heading back around the field here for what will be his second headland pass. Oh, just missing a little bit there. Now if you remember, we had to create these fields manually. We created a path for them, and of course I drove the first headland pass manually as well, so I might not have quite got it right, but there we go. This is all looking very good, up and going, and first soybeans. Look at that yield as well, it's still climbing, 88.5 bushels an acre. I wonder if that's counted off the total bushels we've put through the combine and the number of acres we've harvested. What I might do, I might actually reset our count and see if that helps do anything with changing those. So we'll just bring that up and see if we get that acreage count back to 0 and see if that helps. So about those yields, it must build off the acres the combine's harvested and average that out over the yield that it's taken in over those however many acres, because I have just reset it, and where we were at about 85 bushels an acre last time, we're now sitting there 108 bushels an acre. So it looks like the work we have done here with our precision farming, with getting some lime on the ground, with getting the crops fertilised, all that soil data is really starting to pay dividends. And well, what's that, 84 to 108, that's a 30% yield increase, somewhere around there. That's a pretty impressive number. It could even be a slightly more than that. So I'll tell you what, it'll be interesting to have a chat to Uncle and see what he thinks of all of this. He was a little bit sceptical to start with. We met with the agronomist and he sort of started coming around, had a lot of questions. So let's just see. Will be interesting to have a little bit of a chat to him a little bit later on. Anyhow, let's just carry on. We'll grab a little bit of a montage and see you a little bit later on in the field. Coming up here on the end of our first field for this harvest, and things have gone really well. Look at the bushels an acre, 106. So I'm super stoked that we have managed to make a huge improvement on our yields. I mean, that's massive, 84 to 106. Big numbers, and that is going to make a huge difference when it comes time to sell them later on in the year. In fact, that is going to be the one downside, as it is quite some time before soybeans and corn really hit their peak, so we're going to have to carry a little bit of debt for them, which is going to be a little bit hard, I expect, for Uncle and Aunt, but we'll have a good chat to them about that. There's a few spots around we're just going to take over, and we'll go around and just tidy these up very quickly, and then we'll be able to do a final tally and count on exactly how many beans we got out of this field, and not really compare it to last time because we had corn in this and we had grass up in part of it, but at least it will give us a benchmark for the rest of the fields when we get to those. So we'll go and do that, get this unloaded into the truck and back over to the yard. So ended up with about 160 bushels in the combine, so we'll just let that all get emptied out here into the truck. It's going to take us a little bit over half full, just on half full, 365 bushels. So we'll head on over, we're going to leave the combine there for now. We are going to have to get it all packed up and ready to move over to the next field, which is going to be fantastic having that header trailer. We could have taken the header over from the yard here, but it was good practice to get that all used, and we'll be able to run it straight from there over to the next soybean field. Let's just go here and have a look. Get this one dumped in and see how many beans we've ended up with out of that field. It's going to be interesting to see. There we go, nice to see that tipping properly. Isn't it great that it's just tipping and we're not having any issues with it at all? So stoked to have got that fixed, honestly. Right, let's just let that get emptied out. See, here we go, that is empty. So let's just pop over here and have a look at the bin and see what we've ended up with. 1167 beans off that field. So we've managed to 1/3 fill the bin, which is good. It's good news. It's going to be interesting actually then, comparing the other two fields to see how close we will get to filling that bin, or whether we're going to need a second one. I imagine we are going to have to use one of the other bins for the beans, but let's just go and take a quick look at field sizes. It's about 11 acres there in that field. This one up here is a little bit bigger, 12.7, and this one down here is 15.8. So assuming the yield's going to be consistent, we're definitely going to need to put some beans in one of the second bins, which is a little bit of a shame, because we're not going to end up with a position where the bins are so full that it is making good use of the storage. We'll have a think. There may be something else we can do. Maybe we can actually get this bin full. Maybe we could go and sell some beans, take a little bit of a hit on the cash side of things, how much we earn, but at least get rid of some so that Uncle and Aunt can get some cash into the account and get things moving. But I think, having got that first field finished, I think that is a perfect space to wrap up this episode. Exciting to have got that done, and we will be back in earnest getting the other two fields harvested as soon as we can. But look at that over there, nice and clean, 1100 bushels off that. Good money, and if we sell it when it's at its peak, it's going to be even better money. So exciting times here for the farm. So as always, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.